Trinity.
We're guys going to be talking about some of the stuff we do in Future Talk. So, service, what we do for the community. This presentation is by me, Stephen, Jasbo, Kayla, Tim, Trinity, and our crew leader, Peter. A thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. It is wrong when it tends otherwise. This goes by Aldo Leopold. He is from Baraboo, Wisconsin, and he was one of the naturalists who was involved in the modern day conservation efforts. And now I'm going to give you a little background on Future Talk. Future Talk is a summer program to help reach out to teens based off a curriculum from an Aldo Leopold book. Now I'm going to pass things over to Trinity.
Hi, I'm Trinity. I'll be talking about where we've been in Future Talk. So far, we've been at Sunnycrest, in which we cut down invasive plants and we herbicide them and plan to burn later. At Swiss Valley in Mines of Spain, we rescued 2 oak savannas, and at the Rescue Mission Garden, we planted and harvested vegetables for the Rescue Mission Kitchen. At Jefferson Park, we recently just painted a mural which you can drive by on Walnut Street, and it has a few of our crew members. And at Washington Neighborhood, we did a litter pickup and a flyering.
Now I'm going to give you some background on some of the ethics that help represent Future Talk, like how work ethic. Work ethic is represented in Future Talk by working hard to help the community, even though we come together every day, even though it's hot, rainy, or
Move over more. You're standing in front of the TV.
and how land ethic. Land ethic is represented in Future Talk by helping take care of the environment and working in the community. And our service ethic is represented in the community by how we work for others and how we're involved in serving the community every single Friday. And this is also a quote by Aldo Leopold that helps give us a personal perspective on how ethics are important. All ethic, far evolved, rest upon a single premise that an individual is a member of a community, independent parts, a Salem County Almanac.
Service at Future Talk. So we have service days at Future Talk, which is every Friday, and these service hours consist of 27. And in order to graduate, we need all 27 of these hours, and we will get a $200 bonus. And the need for extra service, it comes from the, we can't just attend the center and be like, hey, I came here and I got my hours, now I can leave. We need to stay here, interact with the group, and go out and do what the group's going to go do. And another thing as a need for extra service is that there's service that's needed all over the community. So, we're here for that. Opportunities for service in the community. Juneteenth, in which people gathered at Comiskey Park and ate food, and we celebrated the freedom of the slaves. Music in the Park, in which the community once again came together and ate food, and listened to music in the park. Boys and Girls Club. We picked up litter and swept away any other things that were on the premises. And other opportunities that you can do your own self is time at any MFC events, time at conservation areas such as Swiss Valley, Mines of Spain, and EV Lions. Now that you are aware of all the possibilities that are able in the community, why don't we challenge you to do the same and serve your community?
Is there any questions?
What was your favorite part of our service project for clients?
I think when we went out to the Boys and Girls Club and helped do stuff out there, to see the smiles on people's faces when they come around and see all the hard work we did, that felt like the most important part for me.
My favorite part is when we went and picked up litter, because I know that there are certain places that where there's litter everywhere, and so it made me feel a little bit better knowing that we can clean it up a little bit more. Thank you. Yep.
Talk to you about the education aspect of Future Talk. First, I'm going to talk to you about nature. What I feel that we've taken away nature-wise, an overall recognition of natural organisms. So we may be driving down the street and say, oh, that's an oak tree. Being able to pull these things out of our mind and figure out what these are. The ecological effect of our work, what this is really doing for the ecosystem. It helps us have motivation to work, and it helps us understand what we're really doing. Future Talk takes a lot of physical strength. We're lifting a lot of heavy trees and other things like that, so a lot of us have gotten a lot stronger. Recognition of the value of our work kind of goes hand in hand with the second point. being able to understand what we're actually doing is going to help us be motivated and complete the job quickly. And the exploration of natural sites. We do a lot of hiking while we're out at our work sites at like Mines of Spain and Swiss Valley. So we've seen a lot of these areas and it's really interesting.
Writing. We wrote some letters to the people up at Sunnycrest. What we wrote in our letters were we were telling them about what we were doing in sort of the backyard of their area. We were cutting down the trees and making more room for the grass and the prairie down there. This work is very important to the residents. They have a place to just look for a nice view and just enjoy nature. What I got from writing this letter was a little more understanding of why we were doing this, and it gave me more insight on how I can help out the community a bit more. An example of poem is we did a haiku poem. It's a Japanese style. It's 5 syllables and then 7 syllables and then 5 syllables again. For an example of a poem, I am from my mom, caring and loving she is. I respect my mom.
I'm also going to talk to you about vocabulary. Every morning we have a sheet of paper and we get a new vocabulary word. It's called our word wall. One person comes up and presents, and so they'll either give us a quote or a definition or a picture, and we have to put our own way of being able to remember the word on our word wall. Some examples are the word invasive. We got the quote, "Envy grows like a cancer, deep and invasive" by Jay Lynn. So to figure that out, we took a look at cancer. It said, grows like a cancer, deep and invasive. Well, everyone knows that cancer isn't necessarily a good thing. So if it's growing like a cancer, deep and invasive, you don't really want it there. So growing invasively means that it's growing, but you don't really want it. Threatened, we got the definition for the other two. Vulnerable or at risk or endangered. Biodiversity, diversity among and within plant and animal species in an environment.
Reflecting and self-rating. After we're done with our work in the community, we come back here and get our binders. In our binders is a piece of paper with a rating scale and 2 questions. The rating scale, it goes from 1 to 10, 10 being the best. Then the question, why we deserve that score and how we can improve next time. For example, I would put a 6 because I did really good work clearing the area, but I may have cut down an oak tree by accident. We need the oak trees, so yeah. But next time I should be a bit more observant.
I'm also going to talk to you about the financial literacy program here at Future Talk. Some of the points we covered were writing checks. We got a checkbook, and as we were budgeting, we wrote out checks to people who we would need to write out checks to in the future, like the power company and whoever we're getting our housing from. We also balanced checkbooks, which everyone knows was exhilarating. We did some budgeting. We talked to the teacher and told her what career we wanted in the future. She gave us an average salary. So we went with that average salary and we decided what we did and didn't want within our daily life. And we decided, or we found out, did we come up on top or did we have to draw out savings to pay for our bills? We also talked about future careers, like I just said, what career we wanted and how much it would pay, how much the tuition would cost for schooling. And we talked about savings. Future Talk gives us a lot of money, which means a lot of opportunities for savings, but also for spending. So we need to be really careful what we're doing. So we learned a lot about how much we should be saving, specifically from the job. Any questions? Thank you.
And you go around and say that it says fish in the Mississippi River. If Maddie's ever fished there, I'd get her to sign, and whoever's done first gets a prize. So I'm gonna pass out papers and Ashanti's gonna pass out
That's all,
Henry, what have you done? Have you gone? Have you eaten frog legs? You fished in
You've done almost everything else. I
Hi, my name is Shanti, and I'm Deshaila. And today our PowerPoint is about work ethic. Deshaila, what is work ethic?
Work ethic is being a good leader in our group.
Written by
Ashanti, Lindsay, Deshaila, and Ashanti.
duties of a future talker.
You cut down plants and we swamp and cut down plants. Swamping is when we take trees and branches and put them into big piles and then cut them, like burn them down in the winter. Hiking our trails and geocaching. Geocaches are small containers with mystery items inside, and we have to work together as a team to find them in the woods. Beautifying the land, picking up trash.
Did you know that when we was recycling, we found over 400 cigarettes? So our advice to you is if you do smoke cigarettes, can you please put them out and then put them in the trash can? Duties of an intern. An intern is a returning person who's been here for a year, and they either come back to choose if they want to do their internship or they can still be a Future Talk member. But, so now we're going to talk about the rescue mission. Our friend Kaylee, she do most of the gardening things. And she harvests plants, she weeds the garden, she plants seeds, and most importantly, learn about the rescue mission. Our friend Kevon and Fiona works at the EV Lions, and they repair the nature centers and do the fun activities such as canoeing, painting, and hiking. What we have gained.
Working hard, cause in the forest we have to live trees and we have to be like strong to live trees. Using communication skills to make new friends, knowledge about the Guardians community and nature center, building up my physical and mental strength, and professional skills for the future, such as science, credit for being a step ahead of my classmates.
Importance of Future Talk. Benefit of making new friends. Like me, I am from Chicago, Illinois, and I came to Dubuque to work with Future Talk as a volunteer, and I made plenty of new friends. Better communication skills. I am a shy person, so Future Talk gave me the chance to open up and not be shy. And I had a chance to explore and have fun in nature, be a leader in my community, and earn money for my future. But last but not least, great opportunity to do things I have never done before. Questions about work?
What is the hardest thing you guys worked on this summer?
Looking up the trees.
Looking up the trees. Explain that a little bit in specific ones.
We have to solve them down with stones.
Ashanti?
Working in all that heat. It's like really bad. So.
Wait, Jenny has a question.
Where do you see yourself working in any of the fields, in gardening or horticulture or in conservation?
Really don't know.
Talking to you about reducing, reusing, and most importantly, recycling. Our group this year has focused a lot on the education of recycling. So what is reducing? Reducing is cutting down the number of products used to bring down to a smaller extent, size, amount, or number. For example, we can reduce by turning off the lights or cutting down on the number of plastic bags we use.
What if we use using items in another way when they're their primary uses. Reuse and extend the life cycle of an item. For example, you can use a grocery bag for a book cover.
And what is recycling? Recycling is the process of making or manufacturing new products from a product that has originally served its purpose. For example, if you recycle newspapers, we can make them into pencils.
So we're gonna be playing a game to teach you a little more about recycling, and you're gonna have 45 seconds to complete it. What you have to do is separate the garbage from the recyclable thing, and you can also ask the audience if needed. Any volunteers first?
I'll go.
Yeah, you can ask the audience for help. Scattered. Okay. Scattered around here are all these items. You don't know if you can recycle them or not until you organize them. And then these are things you can't recycle, and these are things you can recycle. You have 45 seconds.
Ready, go.
I think I can recycle all of it. No?
No. Hey. It's just fine.
Recycle this or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Recycle?
Look up on the
No. Oh, styrofoam you can't? Things with grease.
Like pizza box.
Like a pizza box.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't recycle that?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
I think I'm done.
No.
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 Check it.
Yeah.
Check the
What's the number
recycling.
on the back?
Yeah. What number is it?
Oh, 6 and 6. 9?
No.
Yeah.
Is that?
Much better.
Is that right?
I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
And you know, you can reuse the egg carton by taking it back to farmer's market and giving it to the vendor that you got your eggs from. And then they'll reuse it.
There you go.
So things you
Thank
can't
you.
recycle are, if you look under your plastic products, on the bottom will be a triangle with a number in it. If it's a 6 and 7, you can't recycle it. Styrofoam, if you recycle it, it's been proven to lead to cancer, so I wouldn't recycle that if I were you. Shredded paper, glass, light bulbs, batteries, things with grease like a pizza box or napkins. Wrapping paper, plastic bags you can't recycle at your house, but you can take into Hy-Vee, and plastic tableware.
Some of the things that you can recycle are number 1, 5 plastics, magazines, notebooks and spirals, cardboard, and pulp. There's some things that you can take to DMA, that's WA, which is the Butte Metropolitan Area Solid Waste Agency. And they use those for the top layer of the landfill, and then sometimes they will use those for playgrounds and all appliances for $5. Paint you can take there if you don't want to use it, and other people can come in and use it for free. The bikes, they fix them up and then take them to the rescue mission for other men to ride.
This is the process of recycling. So you recycle your stuff and it's taken to a plastic recycling company. It's transported and then stored in a warehouse until it's inspected and sorted and chopped into tiny pieces and washed. Then it's packed into boxes and made into new products.
In addition, on the 50% of things that are thrown away can be recycled or composted. So we challenge you to recycle. Any questions?
Since you challenged us to recycle, do you recycle yourself?
Yes. Yes, we do. cereal boxes.
I have a question.
Can you recycle paper plates that have like peanut butter on them?
No.
You can, if you just rinse it off.
You can. Who can rinse off peanut butter?
You talked about compost, but you didn't really get into that. What is compost?
Compost is taking your food scraps and putting them into a dirt pile until they can be made into new soil from bacteria.
That's upstairs.